Good evening, good people. This is Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, Cleveland, Ohio, Zone 6B. If you're watching my replay, please hit that like button so you can show me that you like me just a little bit. And also hit that notification button so that you'll be notified of any new videos that I upload on my channel. Hello, I see Mike. Mike Chaotic. Mike, you said you second. Yeah, I seen Psalms 146 earlier talking about she was first on my channel and vision preparedness. Hey, Kay Renee, what's up? How are you, sweetheart? Thank you for stopping in this evening. For a minute there, I didn't know if I was gonna have this live. It got dark outside. I'm talking about dark, dark. I went out on the porch. It kind of scared me. I saw this is like tornado weather. It's raining now, right now. Cats and dogs over here. They were talking about possibility of severe thunderstorms and hail, but I thought that would be later on the night. But I guess weatherman don't know everything, right? Hey, Unbiased LLC. What's up, girlfriend? I'm glad to see you made it in here. Hey, Cheryl. How are you? You just slid up in here on me, too. Thank you this evening. Country Hustle one on one. Hey. Oh, I see you saying hi to TLC in the garden. Tia never show up on mine, so I'm glad I'm seeing her on there now. So, hey, TLC. How are you, sweetie? My Renaissance grandma. Yeah, what you said, lurking and working. I hear you, girlfriend. Do what you got to do. Huh? It's my mom always saying, handle your business. Okay, handle your business. Um, if you see me, I don't know if y'all can see my window back here. Back, no, the other one. All right, that over there. You can see the trees doing one of these numbers. Yeah, I'm on the second floor, so it's a big tree next door. Long as you don't see it crashing through the window, we'll be all right. Yeah, it's raining cats and dogs out there, which I'm glad of because my rain barrels were starting to get a little low, and so now it should be refilled and overflowing. Ooh, overflowing. Then that means I'm gonna lose some super juice, but that's okay. I can keep adding some more. Jeanette Cruising Homestead, how are? Okay, wow. Okay, I just had something pop up. See, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. All right, Jeanette. I hope the dog is doing okay. Good evening. Hey there, Shakira. Hey, hon, how are you? Saying hello to me and everybody in the chat. So, oh, Fifi, would you say happy Thursday? That's right, girl. We here. Same bat time, same bat station. Yes, indeed. Lala. Me. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Do. And you know I always stop there. My girl Lala from Texas is in his house. Thank you, Lala, for coming in. And there, what's up in here? Oh, hi, how are you? I know you such a busy lady. See you pop up this early. I appreciate you. I do. Thank you so much. And then how's Thelma and Louise doing? Yeah, I still got my hummingbirds, Fred and Ethel. They still coming around. What you say, Jeanette? He's feeling a little better. We are going to have to put him down. He has taken a bad turn. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Jeanette. I know how much you love your dog. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. Well, my prayers and blessings go with you and your hubby for your little fur baby. I understand. I really do. Um, I'm seeing all these constant crazy weather changes, not in just here but everywhere. I know who's that, Texas and certain parts of Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Arizona. Y'all shake and bake, Woo! I got some heat that y'all can have. Yeah, so um, them elites are fat and sassy. Now, and is your chickens, are they strictly layers? You're not using them for meat. You just want them as your layers in your family, laying eggs. Patty's Kitchen Garden and more. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Oh, there go my other daughter down in Savannah, Presbyterian Gardener. Hey, baby girl, how are you? Yes, glad to see you popped up in here. That's right. If you want to let people know where your channel is, drop MSOG and also add your state and also your grow zone. So if we got any new gardeners popping up in here, they can watch your videos and check out what they could be growing in their yards or, excuse me, how to even get them started. You know, because we got a lot of new gardeners constantly popping up. I was watching Homestead Heart's video about beginner gardeners, how she was showing about the peat pots and what have you. Yep. So yeah, there's a lot of new folks coming up in here. They're finding how beneficial, it is in growing your own groceries. That's the way we look at it. Growing your own groceries. Cheryl Faulkner says she's in Georgia 7. Okay. Zone 7. Everybody still saying hello. Yeah, we had the air quality alert the other day about the smoke that was still coming down from Canada. So, oh, Jeanette Cruz and you in Georgia, 8A. All right. So everybody saying hello to one another. Yeah, I've been dehydrated, so I've been drinking a lot of water. Excuse me. Sheed, we here. Hey, how are you, sweetie? You're in Georgia Zone 7. Okay, Sheed. Thank you very much. Thank you for stopping in the chat this evening. Make sure you guys, as you come in, you hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. Would be greatly appreciated. Okay, Ann Dale says she's in North Carolina 8A. All righty. Yeah, that's right. Type MSOG. What is all these little icons and stuff jumping up? Yeah, girl. Let me tell you, they have me confused on my channel. They saying that I'm eligible to talk to you guys. I'm not eligible quite yet. 1 minute they said I'm eligible for my partnership with YouTube, and then they turn around and they changed it again. Mike's in Minnesota, Zone 4. And I was like, y'all got me confused. Lala's in Texas, 8A. Hey, Tyra Jones Williamson, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. Glad to see you. Tara's in Michigan, 5B, 6A. Okay. Mrs. D. Harleywood. Hey, hon. Glad to see you made it in this evening. Thank you so much. That's right. Drop your zones and your channels, MSOG. Yes, indeed. Who else in there? Presbyterian, Georgia, 8B. Okay. Barb Barley Brownlee. Sorry about that. Barb Brownlee. Can't say that 20 times too fast. You say you're in zone 5B, 6A. Is that Indiana? Just had 70 miles an hour windstorms and hail come through with tornado. And that's why I was just telling folks. I was like, in this window back over here, well, it looks the opposite. Okay, over there. I went out on the porch because it started getting dark about 6 o'clock. And it kind of, when it gets dark that early, okay, that's thunder roaring right now. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's loud and clear. Yeah, it got real dark, and I went out on the porch and I took all my little small plants off the balcony because the winds had picked up. I didn't want them to knock them over and blow them off. And it got real dark, and when I looked up at the clouds, it looked kind of spooky. Yeah, but it's raining out there now. Now it's thundering. Yeah, they said it's supposed to be some hail too, so I hope not, because that beat down a lot of my stuff over there. I don't appreciate that. Ro, thank you, sweetie. I'm glad to see you made it in this evening. The experience was sassy. What's up, girl? I'm glad you made it. But you say you at work in the bushes, but here supporting you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. I understand. Ooh, I remember them days. I'm retired now. I've been retired about 4 or 5 years. And I don't miss it at all. Yeah, I worked all my life. I do not miss it at all. I got a little part-time job for a minute. It didn't last long. I was like, if I wanted to work, I could have stayed where I was at. I'm good. Would you say, Shakir? It's storming here in Georgia too. Yeah, yeah. It's coming here, there, and everywhere. I had a surprise storm yesterday. Oh, I know, Mike. You was begging for some rain. Said, but you had a surprise storm yesterday. Kind of did a creak creak. Yeah, it's raining everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. If it's not raining, it's sizzling. You're sizzling during the day. You're backstroking at night. Nothing worse than a surprise storm or a freeze. Tell me about it. That's why my garden was just not really starting to take off because the weather here had been so cold and we had so many nights that it dropped below 50 degrees. So the plants were stunning. That's right, Andy. Tell me, hit that like button and show me that you like me. Just a little bit would be greatly appreciated. I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. Yeah. So, yeah, this weather's acting up, but I'm so glad because I had about this much water left in one of my rain barrels. The other one is half empty. So now it's getting ready to get full and overflowing. Presbyterian said it was 103 yesterday with 97% humidity. It was 80% here earlier. It was, man, it was so humid. We went to the store, went to Sam's Club, and we came out of Sam's Club after being in there. To looked like he said, back up in there. I mean, it was nasty. Ooh, Martika, what's up, sweetie? Glad you made it in this evening. You just said right here, I got vivid of lightning hitting power. Oh, we got trees down. Yeah, this ain't no joke out here. It's coming down. And it seems like the more I talk, I'm hearing it, and it's getting stronger and stronger. The rain. Hey, Robin Murphy, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. You're from South Carolina. Okay. Oh, you must be down there where lead is. Lead is slowly moving out of South Carolina, going on into Florida. Yes, indeedy. So I hope you don't have to deal with them gators. Not up yet. Way behind in editing. Ah, okay. Yeah, well, you know what? That's the only thing about it. When you start gardening outside, you get lost because everything else takes a second seat until you get your garden together. Because, see, I mean, you can wash clothes, throw a loaded machine, and it'll take care of itself. You can have dishes in the dishwasher or in the sink soaking. But when it comes to that garden, you got to go out there and check that bad boy. Hey, Ghetto. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for stopping in. Hey, CC. I was watching your video this just a little while ago about you out there watering your corn and checking your veggies and what have you. Yeah. And your polo peppers. Yeah, they caught the blues. They say we could see out the window. We will watch. Yeah, out for you. Yeah. Well, if you can see, all right. It's always on the opposite side. This window, you'll see the tree bow like that every now and then, because the wind is picking up. Yeah. Yeah, it's thundering outside big time. Backyard Garden Flow 2021. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Greatly appreciate it. Yes, it's thundering kind of on the regular right now. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Cece, what I wanted to ask you about that problem you was having with that mama bird and them baby birds. Did they ever find them a new address? Did they ever move, grab her babies and move somewhere else? Oh, did you just see some lightning? Yeah. Yeah, I ain't kidding. It's yeah, it's no joke out there. I mean, it's really coming down. See, when it comes down this hard, you kind of worry about flash floods because I sit up on top of a hill, and at the bottom of the hill, last time it rained like this, they had all kinds of flash flooding on the main streets. They were blocking them off. Police had the streets blocked off and what have you, because the waters was coming down and hitting up against the cars and washing all the debris down the hill. It was uprooting trees because there's a park at the end of the street. My street doesn't go all the way through. It's a park that goes up from here all the way down the hill. So sometimes it catches dead trees and wash them down the hill. Well, it's a hot mess. Hey J3GS, yes, I saw you earlier hanging with African Dreaming. Appreciate you. Yes, I used to hang out in the storms, but I was always careful. But I gotta make sure my chickens and turkeys are safe, and I always do a garden walk through after my any storm. I do the same thing to see uh, what got knocked over. I have problems with raccoons. I have all my little extra buckets and stuff on the side. They knock over every bucket, knock my water out. But I also check to see what plants got knocked over, washed out. But you say the baby bird got unalive by the neighbor's truck. Ew. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. I was actually watching that episode. But what tickled me is when your neighbor's horses and goats get loose and they just stroll on down the street like as if they own it. That's what cracks me up. It does. Yeah. I know everybody's been doing a shake and bake frying with their gardens. So a lot of you ones who have been in extreme heated areas, have you started your fall gardens and just gave up or minimized your losses on your summer gardens as it goes right now? Because who was I watching? Broke Farmer. Broke Farmer was pulling up everything that wasn't heat tolerant. He was leaving tomatoes, but for the stuff that didn't make it, he kind of fizzled out. He was pulling it up and throwing it out. Funny thing is, after any storm, I get a ton new fruit I didn't see day before like magic. Okay. Yeah, Mike. Not only that, it's the same way with cucumbers and okra. After a storm, they seem to swell up real quick. I mean, you can go out there and find okra this big and come back in a couple of hours and it's like this. If you don't snatch it real quick, it's going to be woody and nasty and you won't even be able to use it. But to hold on to it for seeds for next year. Yes, glad they didn't eat my garden. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, well, I thought them goats there stopped a couple of times. They're going to try to do it because, like goats they're garbage disposal. They eat everything and anything. If they think they can smell it or taste it, it's a wrap. But you say I just continue watering and my stuff is mostly under shade cloth. Okay. Presbyterian, yeah. Started fall, but not giving up. I'll let it die on its own. Would you say la la? Okay. All right. Say you ain't giving up the ghost, huh? I love fall seeds growing already. And CC, I was really wondering how your kiddie poo was gonna turn out with you dumping all them different packs of seeds in there. And it turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Cause I was like, when you started dumping all those flower seeds in that kiddie pool, I was going, oh, not the whole pack. And I was just like, does she know they gonna need some room to grow? And I was like, they all gonna start coming up at the same time. But hey, who are we to say? Cause it looks good. Your cut and come again. So I ain't mad at you though. Looking good, girl. And a lot of those are perennial. They should be coming back next year on their own. So, and a lot of times, if you don't catch all your flower heads in the fall, when you start cutting back, they will automatically reseed. If they're not perennials, they're annuals with Texas weather. Since you don't get snow like we get here, they will overwinter and come back on their own next year. And you might not ever have to um, replant flowers in your kiddie pool. What you need to do is throw out some slow release fertilizer come spring. So when the rains come, they can kind of give them a, little kick jump. So yeah, yesterday saw, oh, all right. Saw nothing today. I see candy roasters and corn. Yep, yep, yep. Stuff just pop up. I got okra that I forgot where I was doing guerrilla gardening, where I was just going through certain. I got a watermelon vine coming up around my hibiscus over here in the yard. I didn't know it was gonna make it, and I walked out and I was like, wait a minute. They look like watermelon. And I forget sometimes I just take seeds and just push them in the ground and stuff start popping up everywhere. Would you say my something ate my big strawberry? So disrespectful. Oh, let me tell you. You know the video I did, guys, where I did my gladiolas in a milk crate? Decimated. The raccoons came through there, pulled and ripped my gladiolas apart, ripped up the lining in it, threw the dirt out of my crate. I had one gladiola that made it and it was bent over like that. I was so hurt and disgusted. I couldn't even make a video on it. Yeah, it was discouraging. I was like, really? I was like, these raccoons ain't no joke over here. What you say? Lightning puts nutrients in the soil. Yeah, as long as it don't get too close, we good. Yeah, it is, Lala. That pool is full and beautiful. And I was like, yep, she could make some nice bouquets in it. And it looked like it was some deal growing in there too. I was like, well, that helps to bring butterflies and stuff too. And those are pollinators as well as bees. They did good, the pollinators. So of course they do. They got a variety. They got a smorgasbord of all different kinds of flowers there with different kind of nectar, and the different colors attract them too. Yeah, yeah. That's the easiest way I found. I always keep Osmocote. It's a really good slow release fertilizer, and it's pretty organic. And I just sprinkle it. Guys, you ought to see my hydrangeas. They haven't started blooming on yet, but they're about this tall. They are huge. So I know when the blossoms come, it's going to be nice. I always sprinkle slow release fertilizer through my whole yard. And when it rains like this, it just breaks it down and it takes the work out of me trying to water stuff in once I put the stuff down. Lightning hurts when it's, of course, lightning will kill you if it strikes you. It not always a survivor. I had a friend who works for the Illuminate company. He's retired now. He was on a pole when lightning struck. And fortunately, he had on his rubber boots. At that day, he didn't wear his steel toe. He just wore a straight one. And it traveled through his body, out through the bottom of his feet, left a hole in the bottom of his foot, but he's alive. So yeah, lightning is no joke. Urban Gardening Chronicles. Hey girl, how you doing this evening? I'm glad you stopping in, saying hello to everybody. Yes, Urban, you tickle me with your chickens and turkeys and carrying on. Yes, indeedy. I like your early morning chats. Normally when you come on Saturday morning, I'm out in the garden bright and early. I try to get out there before it gets hot, because I noticed lately I've been sweating a lot sooner than later. I'll be out trying to pull weeds or whatever. I'll have sweat start dripping off my sideburns, and then I know it's time to come in the house. I'm getting overheated. God protected me. I didn't die. Oh, you got struck by lightning. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're still here with us. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Fifi. Excuse me, y'all. It's a little thirsty. Netta's Nest. Okay. You knew. I've never heard or seen you anywhere. Thank you for coming in and joining my chat. Welcome to the garden community, because all the people that's in this chat tonight is friends and family. So thank you for coming in. Make sure you hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. We got a beautiful gardening community here. Everybody is friendly for the most part. You get a troll every now and then, but for the most part, the majority of the time, you got good people here. They got good advice. They like to share. They're not selfish. We're not just gardeners. We have other occupations as well. Soil sister, good evening, sweetie. Nice to see you. And they like to share. You know, I got two packages today in the mail that I forgot about, and they showed up together. And I'm gonna do a mail call video, throw it up there tomorrow maybe. That's right, Mike. Tell them drop MSOG so you can show your channel and your state and your grow zone. So all our new people that's coming in, if they're in that grow zone, they can check it out. Netta, do you have a channel? If so, drop MSOG. If not, can you at least let us know your state? And if you know your grow zone, can you put that in there too? Would be greatly appreciated. So other folks who might be in your area can help you with any advice in regards to getting started if you don't have a garden yet, or you started a garden and you need some help. Our garden community is very helpful, very, very helpful. Like I said, we're all across United States, and we even go as far as the UK and or say African dreamers in Africa, you know. So we got people everywhere. You know, we was talking to Rambo Green Hands earlier. He was in African Dreaming's chat. So we got people from all over, and they do pitch in and they do show us how they garden because their circumstances are a lot different than what it is here in the United States. Um, what works for them, how long their growing seasons are, and what have you. So, like I said, it's just all kinds of gardeners here. And like I said, we're not just gardeners. We got people here who are crafters. We got some excellent crafters. We got women that sew. We have who? Unbiased. We have like Crafty Leo. We have like what's that? Um I can never remember. Blue Lotus. You know, we have a lot of different women in here that can do a whole lot. Um, Gina, she's a crafter too. You know, with her cricket. We got Tia, TT, Urban Garden. She's a crafter. We got a lot of people. She's a canner too. And Homestead Heart, who can. We have a lot of people in our garden community that has more than one kind of skill, and they will show you what their skills are. They will help you with their skills. They'll make stuff for for you. They will send you stuff in the mail, and when you least expect it. We have some very generous people here. So you said you're in Florida 9B. Your channel is Netta's Nest. First year planting a garden. I would tell you to say my hat off to you, but you don't want to see what's under here. But anyway, thank you for stopping by this evening. I greatly appreciate that. And we got and y'all roll over there and check her out and see what she got going. So Netta, put in MSOG, show us where your channel is at so people can come and check you out and see what you're about, you know? And nothing wrong with that. What you say? Yeah, you got 2A people. Oh, yeah, you got 2A people too. Hey, Gloria Elliott, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you for stopping in there this evening. Thank you, soul sister. Yes, indeed. Every now and then I try. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I have hats. I love hats and caps. I got this little bitty head. Even this is too big. Sometimes I have to put another hat underneath it just so that it'll stay on right. Oh, there go my girl. The everyday life of a OCD is chick, Nikki. Nikki. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Greatly appreciate it. Nikki, I was outside today looking at my garden, and I know that you showed us how you were planting your tall pots and stuff. Well, I was looking at my tall pot today, and it filled out pretty good. I got to send you a picture. Sammy Joe, 1982 was a good year for you. Yes. Uh, Drea Lash. How do you say your name? Dre Lasher. Thank you for stopping in. I've seen you in other chats. I've said hi to you several times here and there. Thank you for stopping in this evening. Please hit that like button and show me that you like me. Just a little bit will be greatly appreciated. Um, yeah, it's still thundering, boy. It's thundering out there for a minute. It's going. Yeah, my rain buckets will be filled. Yeah. Oh man, my echinacea just really showing out. Every time it rains, it seems like I get more blossoms on it. And my other plants that's normally all my lilies are starting to die back. And then I have like I said, a midsummer um, flush of flowers is coming in. Now with all this rain, my hibiscus, I was looking at it and it has a lot of seed heads on it, flower heads on it. So hopefully after all this rain, they might break out. And I had those big dinner size hibiscus. They just be absolutely gorgeous. I got one in the front and one in the back. So yeah, I'm really waiting to see them to take off as well. Along, what else will start blooming? My black eyed Susies. So pollinators, I am not short of. I have all kinds of good stuff to attract bees. I've been seeing a lot of wasps lately, so they don't bother me. I don't bother them, but they're good pollinators too. You know, they go from flower to flower, and they do the same job. You know, as long as they don't bother me, I don't bother them. I see them and I keep it moving. What I did find this morning, I was looking at my yellow roses on the side of the house, and I kept seeing something wiggling inside. It was a big, fat Japanese beetle, and I went to poke and get him, and he flew away before I crushed him. I was like, I was mad, but I was like, that's all right. He says, because when you say hi, 3,000 other ladies said hi. So I said hi to all you all at the same time because I'm lazy. And you don't have no sense either, ghetto. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we see you, ghetto. Everybody saying hi. Yeah. You better start picking out folks. You know they're going to talk about you. And you're a man too with all these women. Come on, ghetto. Get real. Oh, the analytic gardener. Thank you, sweetie. How are you this evening? I saw you in the garden listening. You in the bushes. Nah, honey. You in the veggies. You in the fruit. You in all that good stuff. Oh, okay. My new grandson, my granddaughter's husband just sent me a text. Okay. She all right. Yeah. My granddaughter's due the end of this month. I'm so happy. Me and my sister went to the movies on Monday. It's $5 day at the movies, and so we went to the movies. And she lives right around the corner from the theater. We got a lot of good stuff in this neighborhood, and she just is round and plump, looked like she ready to pop. I was like, "You tired now?" She's like, "Yeah." So you ready to drop that load? She's like, "Yeah." So we both sitting there with our feet propped up, my feet swollen, aching, and her feet swollen, aching. That was the sight. I said we should have took a picture of that with both of us with our feet sitting and swole, looking at each other. Well, I'm trying to see if I can bring up her picture because she's so cute. She just is round. It's my granddaughter and my sister. This is the picture I took when I was with her on Monday. Isn't that nice? I'm so happy. I'm so tickled pink. Oh my God. This baby gonna be so rotten. This baby's not gonna know which end is up. She gonna be respectful though, but she gonna be rotten respectful. Oh, would you say they just issued a flash flood warning? Oh, they already got one. My sister sent me a text too. She said half of the main road down at the bottom of the hill, they got cars being washed in. There's all kinds of accidents. So yeah. Deborah Garrett, what's up? How are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. They said, yeah, rain's just washing out everywhere. It's still raining pretty hard out here. So, yeah, my rain barrels will be filled. I won't have to water the garden for at least a day or two. What I did do, though, I covered the soil. I didn't leave my soil bare in any of my pots. I actually put mulch around them. So once it gets, okay. Uh, once it gets water, it will hold the moisture a little longer, and the top won't dry out so quick. Lisa White, thank you. Oh, you said how sweet, yeah. I get giddy when I talk about my granddaughter because we're more like mother and daughter than we are grandma and granddaughter. For me, being pregnant was like the invasion of the body snatchers. Give me back, give me my body back. That's what Nikki said. Oh man, I was at lean, mean, eat machine. I ate everything that wasn't nailed down. I would eat mine, and then I look over at your plate, and most people don't deny a pregnant woman too much of anything. Or if I go in the store, like the butcher shop, and they was like, "You want a sample?" Heck yeah, I ain't turning down on free food. I was eating everything. Boy, oh boy, I blew up. I looked like a Goodyear blimp, or what was it, the Michelin Man. I was nice and round. But my body snapped back so nice because I did a lot of walking while I was pregnant, and I was in pretty good shape before I got pregnant. And when I was in the nursery, I was in the hallway looking at the babies, and the lady said, "Oh, you visiting?" I was like, "No, my baby right there." And she looking at me, and she still some women still had that swole look like they still got a baby in there. She looked at me, and she's like, "You just had a baby?" I was like, "Yeah." And there you go, right there. She looked at me. She was not a happy camper. I was like, well, okay. Some of us have it, some of us don't, some of us will, and some of us won't. But I was good. My best friend loved being pregnant. Shit. Mm, she cleaned the buffet out. Oh yeah, well, yeah. My granddaughter's been eating too. I think I gained a few pounds since she been pregnant. Cause every time she come and get me, she be like, "Grandma, you hungry?" And I'm just like, if I say no, she gonna tell me she gonna get something to eat anyway. So I say, yeah, I can eat a little something. Where you want to eat? I don't care where I say I wanted to eat. She would go there. It didn't make her a difference. She'll find something to eat there too. She even took me to a few new places that I didn't even know about. I was like, okay, yeah. So yeah, she been a mean eating machine. So, woo, yes, indeed, she's been enjoying her food. She was olive oil skinny too. Yeah, yeah. She's about my size. Yeah, but she blew up. You see it nice and round. She's got that little. Her cheeks. She didn't get the nose. Some women's nose spread, but her cheeks got just as round and full. I was like a little chubby baby. I kissed her on the cheek. I go, She just laughed. I think that's so funny. I was like, Lord have mercy. This baby gonna be so rotten. Yeah, what you say? That's a good excuse to eat. I'm pregnant, eating for two. Shoot, she act like she was eating for a whole football team. She be like, "Ooh, is that good? Can I taste that?" I'll be like, "Back up, this mine." Oh, and I was like, "Nope, nope, 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 nope. That girl can eat." Y'all moved into her new spot and went up to the nursery, and she got the crib and the rocker and the changing table, and people been sending her all little onesies and stuff. Oh, it's so cute. I can't wait. I told her, I said, I'll be taking pictures, right? And she looked at me. She said, don't overdo it, Graham. I was like, okay. Anyway, get back to gardening. Yeah. For the ones who saw my video on my fig tree having babies and giving me some figs. That was Chicago, a Chicago hardy fig. And I was like, well, that makes sense because they have the same type of weather we have here. So it adapted very nicely. And then I looked at my black mission. I think I might be getting some figs on my black mission. I can't wait to see for sure, but it looks like it. And I mean, it's raining. Ooh-wee. Yes, indeedy. I will not have to rain for the rest of the week. Thank you, Jesus. Whew. I made the mistake once of asking this woman when she was due to have her baby. She said she wasn't pregnant. Now I keep my thoughts to myself. Yikes. I did that too. Oh, I had a woman, I asked her, oh, that's nice. And she knew what I meant. Her husband looked at her and he said the worst thing a man could possibly say to him. Say, I told you you need to lose a few pounds. Everybody think you pregnant. I was like, oh, oh snap. I would have never did that in public, but I can imagine what that ride home was like. I wouldn't have wanted to be him at that particular time. The best and most important garden in the world is a lady's womb, growing our future. Ghetto. That was so sweet and well said. Okay. How many kids you got, Ghetto? Ooh, that is beautiful. Now you ought to put that on a t-shirt, Ghetto. I guarantee you that'll sell. You got a lot of women who would like that. Hmm. Even though we know you married, that's a nice t-shirt. Yes, Nikki, I done that once. Never again. I was so embarrassed. Yeah, yeah. It is. My brown turkey fig is loaded. Ooh, Nikki, I got a brown turkey. Odom, glad to see you back. Yeah. No, oh, he under the doghouse. He ain't in it. He under it. Oh, some women with fibroids look pregnant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that. Actually been there, done that. Say I did the same thing once. After that, someone could have a T-shirt on with the arrow pointing to her belly, and I would never ask again. I was mortified. Okay, so you got two daughters and a son. All right. Ooh, ghetto. I could see you as a daddy with them two girls. Ooh, are you in the 2A club? Because I think your daughters was probably gorgeous. Yeah, yeah. Well, my granddaughter, she actually had a shirt on that said "baby on bus," and it had an arrow pointing down to her stomach. So yeah, she didn't mind. She was proud. Yeah, I know. I was listening earlier. I think it was the African Dreaming when Odom said he's back, and J3 will be on what tomorrow night. Odom will be later night after my podcast, and then J3 will be on tomorrow. Nikki, are you on this weekend or are you off this weekend? I was wondering. I think was it this weekend? You guys said you weren't going to be on. I have two kids, one daughter, one son. My baby girl is 17 and son is 11. That's a nice little gap. Now, my granddaughter and her baby brother is 21 years apart. When her mom called and told me she was pregnant, I was like, she hung up on me. But it's like mama number two, and they just so cute together. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I heard Wednesday that you guys was off this weekend. Okay, cool. My son is a SWAT and has two baby girls. They will never date, and God, any guy would be terrified. Oh, let me tell you, when my granddaughter started getting old enough to date, uh, this grand was no joke. You know, you bring him by the house, let me see what he look like. What does he do for a living? I was a terror too. Uh-oh. Forget about my son. Worry about Graham. That's my first granddaughter. Number one. I got a couple other. I got three grands. That's number one. Yeah, I was highly protective of that one. Hmm. She told me about somebody. I was like, get rid of him. He ain't no good. Nope. 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 She come back later. Graham, you was right. I was like, mm-hmm. Yep. How about that? Who here ever grew or have tree collards? I want to try those, but no one really talks about tree collards. They'll tell you about how Georgia collards is number one. Um, some people have grown champions, some have bats, but I don't hear people talk about tree collards too much. So are they unpopular? Are they hard to grow? I've actually seen on some people's videos where they actually came back the following year and they were like, you know, 5, 6 feet tall. And I was like, what's all of that about? Odom, you said your youngest sister is 23. My son is 25. My baby brother, my son is only about 4 or 5 years apart. Yeah, yeah, Nikki. That's definitely how he treats his mama. A church elder had kids near 30, had a baby at 55. Crazy. Oh, my neighbor had a baby at 60, and that little girl is spoiled rotten, cute as a button. I never heard of tree collards. Oh yeah, there's tree collards. Yeah, I've seen some videos. This is before I even started making videos, and I was watching videos, and they had a tree collard, and it was like 6 feet tall, and the leaves on it was huge. And I was wondering, how do they taste? I don't think they're any different, Lisa, than regular collards. I guess it's just that particularly genus of collards. You know, they're always crossbreeding and doing something. And yeah, I figured you had to be. It's just something that said that you would be ghetto in the 2A. Most of my daughters will know how men supposed to take care of her because I'm reflection of a future husband. She knows how I treat her mama. I understand, and that's a good thing. Never grown it, never ever seen tree collard seeds. I haven't seen the seeds, but I've seen the plants. Hey, Michael Farmer, how are you, sweetie? How are you? Oh, the chat just jumped. Okay. Everybody's saying how I heard people saying tree collards taste good. Okay, and yeah, I've actually seen tree collards, but um I never have eaten any. So yeah. Would you say two of my kids are older than my baby brother? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It happens that way sometimes. But yeah, so I just wondering if anybody in the chat actually grows tree collards. Hey, Robert Gant, how are you? Nice to see you stopping in this evening. Make sure y'all hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. And also drop MSOG, show your channel, your state, and your zone. Oh, yeah, I wonder how they taste too. They never did elaborate on how they taste, but they look just like regular collards. It's just in a tall tree form instead of in a little bush. Um, my neighbor, he was telling me today that he has some nice collard greens, and I got some, and they were absolutely delicious. And so his neighbor wanted some, and he told her to get just the outer leaves. Some kind of way that didn't register in her ears what he said. And she took a knife and she cut it all the way across, taking out the middle and the whole 9 yards. Oh, I hope his greens come back. I told him I had seeds if they don't. I thought everybody knew that you crop the outer leaves of your greens, but I see everybody don't. Miss Girl says tree collards to taste more sweet and nutty than the more better collard greens. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for that FYI, Jeanette. I appreciate that. The Analytic Garden, North Carolina, Zone 8A. All righty. You have a very smart daddy. My son is also Marine, not active anymore. Um, Suffer. Okay. Where's my stuff at? Oh, I'm moving around. All right, y'all. It's time for a commercial break. Taco is good for your aches and pains. If you have a knee that hurts, if you got a shoulder that hurts, if you got ankles that hurt, This is what you rub on them to make you feel better all over your body. It's taco. It's greaseless, it has a pleasant smell, and it lasts such a long time. Holla at your boy, Micro Farmer. Tacos. Good for you, good for me, good for everybody who needs it. And back to our station. Alrighty, y'all. That tacos is real good though. I like it. I really enjoy it. Might say ad break. I have gotta curious. So oh yeah, so you search. Yeah, well that's what you're supposed to do. Urban Harvest. How are you? Haven't seen you for a minute. Everything okay? Normally when I don't see folks for a minute, I figure, they're out in their gardens or they might be on vacation. So when you pop back up again, I say thank you. Glad to see that you're all right. Um, I know we've had a few folks who have lost loved ones lately within the last 2 weeks. And my heart and prayers go out to all those ones who are going through the pain right now of losing someone close to them. So if there's anyone in the chat that need prayers, let us know, and we'd be more than happy to send some your way. But I know everybody's been pretty busy now. This is the busy season where people are harvesting or dropping seeds or on vacation. Does cheese and sour cream come with those? Now you're gonna have to ask Michael Farmer about that one. I didn't get any, but it did the job of what I needed it for. Okay. Oh, isn't that cute? Urban Gardenings talking to Urban Harvest. Oh. Mm. Uh, we should get on ready for a tuba. Yeah, Ghetto, you do come up with some nice tunes. I want to see an update on those potatoes that you planted, Ghetto, in that bed, the real garden bed that you built. That was nice. Right, Nikki, a little dab of sour cream. I don't think you all want to mix that with these tacos. How the man said that's a whole different kind of taco. No, you don't want to put a little dollop on that one. Y'all silly. Y'all took it to a whole new level. I'm ready for one every day, Robert. All right. Everybody talking to each other. Nikki said you got me hungry. Nikki, I had a salad today. That salad was bomb diggity. It had everything in it. It was so good. And I make my own homemade dressings. Since I got this recipe from a girlfriend of mine, when I put that dressing on my salad, I don't have any problems with acid reflux or my stomach acting up. And it's all El Natural elements. Oh, it has slowed down. Now it's speeding back up. It's getting louder and louder. Yeah. My rain barrels is gonna be sweet. Yes, indeedy. Um, you see, got me hungry. Watching this live stream, I feel pregnant. I could crave it 3 colors at a time. Ghetto, you ain't right. You just had to take it all the way to the top, huh? Oh my goodness, you just had to take it there. Oh, you feel pregnant. If you feeling pregnant, I want some of that money. Yes, indeed. I want some of that money. I think your wife gonna want to know who the daddy. What's his name? Where he at? Yes, indeed. With Robert said, I'm about to make some tuna mac salad. Oh, I love that too. Now I make a mean pasta salad that has to marinate overnight in Italian seasonings that I make from scratch with olive oil and and you use linguine noodles, and it absorbs all the different flavors. You take cherry tomatoes and cut them in half. You take black olives because you're not adding additional salt because the saltiness from the olives gives what you need. Your salt and pepper in the Italian seasoning, and you can put in some garlic and some red onion and let it marinate overnight. Ah, you talking about something that's good? Oh my goodness. You just start eating, eating, eating until you can't eat anymore. And it's something about fresh vegetables that gives it a whole new flavor. Then if you make it again and you're missing a certain ingredients and you add it, for some reason it just seems to take away from it. You know, have you ever tasted something and said something missing? And it just might be the ingredients that you're using. Yeah, so all the fresh ingredients. If the raccoons don't fall in the rain barrel. That was a groundhog. I've had a raccoon too, but I got the lid off of the rain barrel right now because I wanted to catch all this rainwater. Was nigga said, "Who's your daddy?" What can I say? Well, it's 2023. You never know these days. Oh, stop. Okay. Watch the next Maury Povich. The ghetto will be on. And your wife gonna be sitting on there looking like this at you. Oh, that would be interesting. Oh, would you say my stomach is growling? Yeah. Oh. Somebody's saying hi, Cassandra. Did I miss her? There she go. Hey, Cassandra South Fulton. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? Thank you for stopping in tonight. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, with all these fresh vegetables that we got out now, it's just amazing how much flavor that they exude in your mouth. When you by like when I did my video on my peach, I only had one peach on that tree that survived. And I nurtured that bad boy all the way up till I popped it off, and it was absolutely delicious. It all the work I put into saving that one peach was worth every ounce of effort. It was absolutely delicious. Got mad because that was the only one on there. Because when I bit into it, I had juice running all down my mouth, and it was just absolutely good. But right now, I just did a video. I haven't dropped it yet of my Honey Crisp. This is his fourth year. It's never been this loaded. It's so loaded. I got poor branches hanging like this. And now with all this rain, oh my goodness. I'm probably gonna need to cut some of those apples off to keep them branches snapping because they are weighted down. And the apples about this big already on them. So come fall, this gonna be awesome. Up, there you go. Stacy, the man with the plan. Hey, hands in the dirt is in the house, y'all. He just slid up in here. Yeah, Nikki's other 1/3. Everybody saying hello. Say raccoons don't like spicy stuff. Powdered chili peppers mixed with a water spray bottle works well for keeping them away from stuff in your yard. My raccoons like Cajun. I don't know what raccoons you got in your hood, but mine, that don't work. I've done that. Believe me, I've been in gardening a long time, and I've tried a little bit of this, that, and a third. And these raccoons we got up in here, gangsters. I think they in the mafia myself, cause I've never seen raccoons that goes through my yard like these do. Your weekend gardener. Well, hello. Thank you for stopping in this evening. I hadn't seen you for a minute. I'm so glad to see that you're all right, and you stopped in to say uh, hello on my chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. And also drop MSOG. That will drop your channel. Also drop your state in your grow zone. We got new people that's in here. And we got some folks who's been here for a minute and might want to come over and check your channel out. And that's how you do it. I'm sad and need my garden family company. We buried my dad today. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Oh, y'all got to show my girl some love. Oh man. And see, that's what I'm saying. This garden community, we're here for you. Oh boy. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh man, who's that? Cassandra South Fulton. I'm really sorry that happened. Death is an enemy. It's definitely not a friend. Ooh, please send prayers and wishes over to Cassandra. Yes, indeedy. Oh, that's got to be rough. Yep, send prayers and strength to Cassandra, y'all. She could use all we can get. Really sorry to hear that. Ghetto, you silly. Yeah, they are. These raccoons over here, they are in a mafia. Let me tell you, a friend of mine and I were standing out in the yard. We just kept hearing this, and we both looking around like, what is that noise? It will stop, and then we'll start talking again, and it's going. I said, what the crap is that? And we finally zoned in on where the crunch was coming from. Not the house behind me, but next door, the garage, back end of the garage was facing the house next door. And it was a groundhog that was literally eating a hole in the garage because it was too fat to get out the hole that was there. And it was like a beaver. It was eating the wood, trying to make the hole bigger so it could get out. And so he could get to my garden. Yeah. But he eventually fell into my rain barrel. I had to dump my whole rain barrel out to get his butt out because he drowned in it, and sanitize and scrub out my rain barrel so it could be refilled. Yes, Cassandra, our prayers and love go out to you and your family because I got a chance to meet you at the Soil family, and I'm really sorry to hear that. This is a hug for me and everyone here in our community in regards to your dad. So may he rest in peace. Yep. So yeah, you go out work in your garden and you think happy thoughts. You sing your songs. You say your prayers. You work out any issues or problems that you had in your head with clear vision. It just seems like when you're in your garden, you can do so much more than just garden. When I go out there in the morning, sometimes you get a tune in your head that you can't get out, and you start humming, and that just puts you in a better mood, and you might start digging. You might go out there to do one thing in your garden, and the next thing you know, you'd have been out in your garden 2 or 3 hours because your mind relaxes and it shifts all that stress somewhere else temporarily until you have to deal with it at another time. Oh, it stopped raining. I mean, it's total silence, no rain at all. That's so weird. It got just super quiet. Wow. And the sky's lighting back up again. Wow. But it's just something about your garden that gives you that peace of mind that you can't get anywhere else. Not even sitting in your own house on a quiet day. It's just something about when you're working with your hands, you're in dirt. Sometimes you work with your gloves on, but sometimes you take your gloves off to really feel in the soil. I know when I'm pulling weeds, I can't wear gloves. Excuse me, because when you're pulling weeds with your bare hands, you can feel if they're tugging, holding on to the dirt, or you can feel if they're loosening. If it's starting to loosen up, you don't pull as hard because you're trying to wiggle it so that you can get the whole root, so it won't be back. Yeah, it's just something about the sense of touch makes a difference when you're pulling weeds, or even when you're planting something. When you have your gloves on, you can push your plants down, but somehow it doesn't feel right. You take your gloves off and you push your plants down, you can feel whether or not they're settled in the hole and that there's enough dirt around the base of it for get good contact, as they say. So yeah, I need to get me a a rain barrel. Girl, let me tell you, I just went to a couple of junkyards. I also went on the marketplace, and I found out a couple of places in my neighborhood they were shutting down something, and they were getting rid of the barrels. And they said if you pick them up, you got them for free. And then there's a couple I bought. I think they were like 25 bucks. You go get them. And I try to add more each year. I got one of those big. I don't know why my brain is not working today, but one of those really big ones that holds about 220 gallons of water, but the valve is broke. So once I get the valve fixed, I can actually hook up a hose to it and water from there. Hey, Grammy's Journal, thank you for stopping in this evening. Glad to see you. Nikki, Stacy, I had my pinky finger up. There go my main man right there, growing out the box. How are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. All you folks who just coming in, make sure y'all hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit would be greatly appreciated. Growing out the box, I want to tell you, went out. I got a kiddie pool that one of the smaller ones that had onions and garlic that I planted in. Well, I don't know if it was the raccoons or the deer, but they ripped out all the garlic that I had in there. Not one piece of garlic came up, but I got onions in there, and they started to snatch my onions out the ground, out the kiddie pool. So I'm gonna go over there tomorrow and pull out the rest of those onions, and then I want to amend the soil. I got some chicken salad that I got from my nephew, and I mixed some old potting soil to revive the old potting soil. So I want to throw that in there along with some maybe a little bit of bone meal and blood meal to just prep the soil. So in the fall, when I finally go get some garlic, I can put that in there, maybe some onions, and hopefully I'll have them next year. Yeah, everybody's saying hello to growing out the box. I just love your garden growing out the box. It's just, and how that you just so innovative when you build all these different things in your garden. I wish I had that ability to do that. I used to be able to build stuff, but now I can't pick up lumber and what have you. I can still handle a drill now. I'm like Homestead Harder. I ain't scared of power tools now. I get out there and work it. Health just doesn't let me get but so far. Yep, but the stuff you build is just fantastic. And I think everybody enjoys it and appreciates the beauty that you see in your garden and how you envision how you want it to look, how it's not only good for the belly, but pleasant to the eyes and the sense of smell with your different plants. Really cool. Hey, Indiana Jackson 762. Where the missus at? Where my girl at? Tell her to jump on and say hello. Oh, the chat just did a what? What? What was that? All right. Yeah, so everybody's saying hello to one another. Also, let me see my notebook. Oh, um, back to our roots. They still got that Sun Tea challenge out. I'm gonna join it in a minute. I want to try that. Oh, Stacy, hands in the dirt. I think everybody's enjoying you and Shelby doing that house hunting. Yeah, that second house I like though. That was really a nice house. The bathrooms was really nice, the marble walk-ins, and oh man, the tub and stuff, that was nice. Yes, indeed. I really enjoy house number two. I think that's pretty much everybody's fan favorite, so to speak. Till you go look for some other ones. And that fig tree, yes, indeed. I couldn't believe you didn't have a knife or something on you to grab some figs. I was like, what is wrong with you? I was watching also Broke Farmer. And as I was saying earlier about heat tolerant plants at this time of year, yeah, that if the plants is not growing, pull them out, keep dropping seeds, and start planting your fall garden. What's it? Oh, we talked about CC's garden tour. I love the little baby melon that was coming up on there that she was doing, and showing her watering her corn, and how those poor peppers was catching it. They didn't have a chance. I really like Yellow Door. I love Asia. Asia and her garden is just phenomenal. That girl she got a lot of food packed into a nice little space. And I love her chickens, how they was sitting at the gate, thought she was bringing them a treat. That was so cute. I didn't finish watching Beauty in the Garden. I got to go back. Her girls is growing up and getting so big. Oh, did anybody watch a Whole New Perspective on that coffee haul? And did you hear the prices of what she was saying? I got to hit Walmart tomorrow. I love some coffee, all different kinds. I'm not loyal to any particular brand. Whatever hits my pocketbook, that's who I'm loyal to at the time. And the prices she was giving, I can take $20 and do some major damage just on coffee. I can be stocked up from coffee for the next couple of years because there's nobody but me drinking it. So it's not like it's gonna get wasted. That's for sure. Oh, and then I was also laughing watching Gigi and Eco left work to go shopping, and how they were looking at the different vegetables and what have you that they still have available out, and how the vegetables prices are still high on you know who Miss B, and she hasn't come down on her prices yet. So yeah, that's a no. Like I said, we just keep dropping seeds. What you call it, Stacy? Your Black Depot. Keep dropping seeds. I like how Miss Linda have her cups put in spots wherever she plants those seeds at in the cups. She set them cups in the area. This is where this plant's going. So she always knows how to rotate and what she wants to put here and there. I planted a Tigger melon. I think it's up. I'm not sure because I forgot to put a name tag on it, but I hope it is. But I'm gonna find out because I really want to try those Tigger melons. Um, I had got some moringa seeds from Hudson. The first ones got destroyed when I was fussing at Miss Annie, but the second set is coming up. So I actually got two. All the moringa that I have received has germinated. So I got two that's coming up right now that I'm really, really happy about. My ginger is looking good. My turmeric didn't have a chance. It was the raccoon mafia that took out my turmeric, but they left my ginger alone, so it's coming in pretty good. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. Walmart also has trees for $10. Our Walmart don't doesn't have any trees left. Those trees was gone by April, the end of April, because I checked after I came back from Savannah. Them trees been gone. My Tigger melon has tiny fruits. So excited. I hear you, Mike. I ain't mad at you. You know I have something for you. Ah, uh-huh. I do. Okay. Thank you. My blue butterfly pea never grew, sadly. Yeah. Okay, Mike. Um, I planted some roselle. Is that what that is? Sorrel. Jamaican sorrel. I couldn't. I don't know where I get roselle. Oh, well, some people call the Jamaican sorrel roselle. Okay. Um, I had it. It came up, got about 2 feet tall. Deer said no. It's zero now. I have no more Jamaican sorrel. It's gone. They ate it down twice. It tried to make a comeback and it ate it down again. I have actually put out netting and chicken wire, and I told you I got Gangster Mafia raccoons. They've actually taken the chicken wire, pulled it out. I had garden stakes pushing down 6-inch garden stakes, and they kept pulling and pulling till they got the garden pulled it out, and they have eaten what was that? My Swiss char, my okra, my sorrow. My garden gets decimated. I'm trying to gate it in now, because just putting chicken wire around it and even with the garden stakes in it doesn't stop them. I've never seen animals so vicious when it comes to my garden. Now I've been growing over in this lot for about 10 years. Never. I got videos I could show you that I've never had problems with the wildlife. These last 2.5 years, they have been vicious. I'm talking about these animals are so bold. I've been standing out in the garden talking to a neighbor, and a groundhog pops up and he sits and looks at me like, "Would you please leave out of that bed? Because there's something in there I want to eat," in broad daylight. And my neighbor looked at it. I looked at it, and we both looking at each other like, "Is that a groundhog?" Yes, in broad daylight. They came out and stood there and challenged me to move because they wanted something in the bed I was working in. I've had deer, and you guys have seen the videos. Some of you have videos on the deer came through the garden, ate what they wanted, and sat down to take a nap. Okay. All right. It's messing with the internet, y'all. I'm popping in and out. Yeah, it's coming back. The storm's coming back. But yeah, so I have gangster deer and gangster groundhogs and mafia raccoons. Yeah. When they want something in my yard, they go for it. Fortunately, I got so much Irish Spring around my apple trees, they don't go anywhere near my Honey Crisp. Otherwise, it would have been stripped by now. And I put Irish Spring in other parts of the yard, and I can show you the bars where it scratches in it and bite marks in it. They thought there was something and they kicked it or throwed it somewhere else, and I go put it right back where I had it before. So I'm almost at wit's end in regards to how to, other than turning the garden into Fort Knox, which would take a small fortune to get the chicken wire to go all the way around. See, my neighbor was helping me build that over there. He was the builder and I was the gardener, and he passed away suddenly. He started the frame to put around the whole area, but after he passed, I didn't know how he was engineering the setup. So I try to do the best I can with the chicken wire and the mesh and what have you. They don't like the mesh too much, but when it comes to the netting, they'll pull and tug on it every day. Every time I go over, I got netting halfway off the plants where they try to get it off. But then they kind of, damage the plant trying to snatch the netting off. And like I said, they fight with the chicken wire. I mean, I ain't never seen animals. They come from the park at the end of the street. You got a whole big park full of stuff. But like they said, I got something in my yard that's not in their yard. And they just want to taste everything in there. Yeah, it stinks. It just pees me off. There's been days I've gone over to my garden and just literally cried, where I just knew I was going to come over there and harvest something. And I went over there and it was all gone. Squash disappear, cucumbers disappear. I had watermelon on the vine. They knocked the watermelons off the vine, was playing with it, rolling it around like it was a bowling ball. Oh, they don't like the tomatoes. They'll knock the tomatoes off. They might eat a few. They'll knock off a few peppers until they find out they hot and they don't like them, and they leave them alone. But everything else, they wipe out. And I tried to plant twice as much so that I can get something out of my garden after the end of the harvest. Because sometimes, you work hard in your yard, and to come in and see something like that is sometimes it's disheartening. But I don't stop. I will keep dropping seeds. I will keep buying plants if I can catch them on sale and keep putting them in there. I'm not going to stop just because, you know, animals got to eat too. I just wish they leave me a little more than what I started with. My wife saw a beaver the other day, was filming bird feeder, turned just in time, caught it running away. I was like, what in the, you know what, Dr. Doolittle going on? I'm in the city. What that mean? Just because you in the city, they animals go wherever they want. I'm about a mile from Mississippi River. All I can figure, cause I knew at one point certain neighborhoods got infested with rodents and certain animals because they kept destroying their habitats to build high rises, assisted living places. So these animals have to go somewhere, you know. So they come into the neighborhoods. I've seen them eating people's prize winning azaleas and rhododendrons and hydrangeas. And now in the last couple of years, they've been wiping out my hostas. They ate my Asiatic lilies, which was just absolutely gorgeous. Right now, I have a Madonna lily that I have knitting over, because they ate the buds off the other two. It was three stalks. They ate the buds off the other two stalks. I caught the third stalk. So hopefully after all this rain, they'll be blooming. Once they bloom, they don't like them. They don't touch them. They're nasty. But I just have to get them to that stage, so that they can bloom. So I can actually take off the screening off of it. So yeah. Yeah, CC, the watermelon. I had about 4 or 5 watermelons, nice ones. They were the moons and stars. They knocked them all off, and I found one like on the other side of the garden. They was tossing them and rolling them around like they was bowling balls. And I had netting over them, and they're quite ingenious when it comes to taking off the netting and stuff in my yard. I've never seen animals this clever. I saw one time, what was that? The guy from Florida with the flip phone, where the raccoon stole a peach pie from Publix out of a woman's bag and knew how to open it up and get the pie out. Why do animals know how to do this? You know, why? How? How do they know how to open up the plastic to get something out? That's what I don't understand. This year for me here is the same thing. Raccoons, minks killed 65 meat hens, deer are eating my tomatoes, groundhogs think I planted everything just for them. I've never had this problem in the 20s. And that's what I'm saying. Sammy Joe, like I said, I've been planting over in that particular lot for years. Never had this issue. Last couple of years, these animals gone crazy. They eating anything that ain't nailed down. And they're not scared of man. That's the killing part. Before they used to run if they saw you. Now they stand there and look at you like, are you ready to leave or what? And I'm like, no. So you know what I did? He had dug a hole up under the fence between my neighbor's house and the lot where I have my garden. So I saw, who is that, King on Grow Family Network. I took a note from him. I crushed up some bottles and glass, and I put it in the bottom of that groove. I was like, yeah. I was crushing up air. I was crushing stuff up. I was mad. I was crushing. I was like, you ain't coming. So my neighbor saw me 2 days later. He said, did you put glass up under there? I was like, yeah. He said, thank you. Because they was cutting through his yard and eating up his stuff too. So they had to find another way to enter the garden from the neighbor's yard. Excuse me, because I was crushing up. I was holding on to beer bottles, wine bottles, everything. I took some newspaper and I put it on I forgot what I put it on, but I had me a mallet and a hammer, and I was crushing it up. Pieces was too big. I was grinding it. I was trying to. Every time you walk through there, them little paws hit a sliver. That's how upset I was about them going through my garden. I was playing glass everywhere, all the way around the edges and stuff. Didn't stop the deer, but it slowed down the groundhog for a minute. He don't come that way anymore, but I wish I could find another way to keep him out. Oh, they don't bother my roses, Cassandra. They haven't bothered my roses, but they didn't tore my hostas up. I had this one beautiful, it's absolutely beautiful chartreuse hosta that's in the front that gets at least 4 or 5 feet tall. Beautiful. I got pictures showing it. It's this big the last 2 years. It won't get any bigger than this. And I bought that deer spray. Like after all this rain, all the deer spray I didn't put on it, I would have to go back out after the live and spray everything else down. But then I'm gonna check the weather because it said more rain after midnight. So I'm not gonna do it because that's just a waste of spray. And the animals will come through here and eat everything down because everything's been washed and cleaned and then disappear. And then by the time I go back out there to spray again, it's just like a waste of time and energy, you know. It's just heartbreaking at times, but you keep doing it. I've been doing this all my life, so it's not like this is something that's new. I've had deer before in other places I live, but I've been here over the last 20, 23 years. And within the last 2.5 years, like I said, they have devastated my yard. I mean, and then I have hostas all down the side of the yard. You can see where they didn't nipped on every hosta down the side of the house. They've gone all the way in the backyard and started eating the hostas in the backyard next to the garage. They've hit every hosta in my yard, and I got about 8 different kinds of hostas. I have a hostas on the curb near the street. They've eaten those. So it's not a hosta in my yard this year so far. They haven't already eaten some kind of way. So yeah. So right now they haven't bothered too much over in the garden because everything is just getting started and starting to bud. But I know one thing, if they touch my figs, what's that game the kids play? I declare war. It's going down. Yeah. I've really worked hard on trying to get my figs to grow, and they're starting to take on fruit. Oh, it's gonna be a whole day. Y'all might see me on the 10 o'clock news if they touch my figs. I ain't kidding. Yeah, I no, I'm not having it. I want my figs. The raccoons have hands. Yeah, help themselves to my trash can. Lift the lid up. No, I kept. Funny you should say that, Shakira. Excuse me. I was sitting on my porch one evening enjoying a nice glass of wine, and I kept hearing this rumbling. I'm like, what the heck is that? My neighbor, we got those tall trash cans with the big lids on them. I don't know if it was a raccoon or a groundhog had crawled into my neighbor's trash can and he couldn't get out. And he was rocking that trash can. And when my neighbor came home, I was like, don't open up that lid too fast. I think something's inside your can. And he looked at me and he's like, are you kidding me? And as I was talking to him, his trash can actually started to rock. Like they was hitting it back and forth, trying to knock it over. And we were both I was hollering off the porch and he was just pulled up and he looking up at me and I'm looking down at him and then we both looked at the trash can like that. And the trash can was going like this. Oh, he's like, thank you, and got back in his car. So I don't know if he got it out or not, or whether it fell over and got itself up. So yeah, yeah. Raccoons are yeah. Yeah, Nikki, the hostas. Yeah, the houses, they took him out. My freeloaders are gone to critter haven't accepted deer. I'm going to fence them off tomorrow. Let me tell you, I was telling my neighbor about it today. He has a problem with deer in his yard. His yard is a lot worse than mine when it comes to the deer. He was like, I can come over and we can have some venison. And I told him, knock yourself out, because I'm about fed up to here with the deer. Judge will rule justify. Do you know out here we used to, because of the park, um, we did have an overpopulation of deer for a couple of years, and they actually would let hunters come and thin out the herd because the deer had gotten so bad. Let me tell you, one time we had a daddy deer, the big daddy. I'm talking about he had a rack like this. He stood in the middle of a main street up here, Mayfield, had traffic stop coming and going both ways. I mean, had traffic literally backed up. He had a herd, a family of, I guess, mothers and daughters and kids. It was about 20 of them. Crossed the street and went deeper into the park. When the last one crossed, he literally bowed his head like that and turned and walked away. He had to weigh a good 400-500 pounds. This was not a little. He was like the big daddy of all big daddy deer. And he bowed his head, antlers and all, like, thank you. You let my family cross the street safely. People were out with their cameras and phones, and he was doing this. It was phenomenal. I was like, I've never seen anything like that. But it was cool at the same time. That, I mean, he stopped traffic. You heard people hitting their brakes. It was awesome. My freeloaders are gone. Oh, I read that one. Okay. Yeah, or what you said, Cassandra, hostas are one of the deer's favorite food. Yeah, I found that out. Yeah. We had to put those stretchy cables with a hook to stop them. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. They don't see that. Yeah. I'm taking any suggestions and all suggestions, okay? Because I don't know who has issues with critters like I have issues with critters, you know. Um, like most of you guys, I see your yards, y'all got privacy fences. Mine is totally exposed. Out here, we don't normally have fences to mark off um, your borderlines, your boundaries between yards. Everything is pretty much open. We have a lot of trees. We got trees up the wazoo out here that kind of defines where the property line, that's the word, the property line is. So it's not too many fences out here. So there is a small fence around the yard, but since it's a two cities, where I'm in Cleveland Heights, then there's one more house, then it's East Cleveland. We're on the borderline. So on the East Cleveland side, they have fences, but on the Cleveland Heights side, we don't. So it's not fenced in, and so anybody or anything can walk in and out of the garden. My neighbors, I don't have problems with. Strangers, I don't have problems with coming up in my garden. They are nice enough to ask, can I have a tomato or a pepper? They've been very respectful. But those animals, mm-mm, they got a whole new idea about, oh, you ain't got a fence? Oh, sweet. And they roll up in there and take over the yard. So, yeah. Yeah, so I would like to get a fence tall enough to discourage the deer. I'm gonna find a way to do it though. I am. I'm gonna find a way to try to keep them out or keep them to a minimum. We had to put some straight. Okay, wow. All right. So everybody say hello. So do anybody in the chat have any questions? I know we had a few new people that popped up in the chat this evening. So do you have any questions? And like I said, before you leave out, drop your channels, MSOG, let folks know where you're located at so that they can come and check out your channel, especially if they live in your neck of the woods. They can see what you're growing or what you're harvesting or what you're even planning for the fall. Excuse me, since a lot of people have harvested a lot of stuff, determined that it's too hot for the heat, but they want to start germinating their fall seeds. This is the best time to do it while it's still warm. Get stuff up and started. I'm also seeing a lot of you guys getting hydroponics. You're getting new hydroponics from different folks to test out. So in the colder areas, or even in the warmer areas, So to see how you're gonna do come the winter months. I got one. I'm just haven't taken the time to just really do what I need to do because I love salads and I would like to start growing my own lettuce. But I really love watching the competition of you guys with the hydroponics, which was cool. Now, Miss Shirley, if animals ask you for some food, you would, girl, I might go berserk on them. I'll be like, oh, you the one that been eating up all my. Might not have been here, might have been his brother. Be ready to punch him out. Oh, uh, Miss Andale, North Carolina, Zone 8A. All righty. Miss Ann, have you been painting any new pictures or whatever? I never knew that you were so artistic. I know, that I've seen um, your stickers and your Land of Plenty. I'm gonna tell you how much I love you, Miss. I'm sitting here with the Land of Plenty right here. That I got when I was in Savannah. I have it sitting right here. Yeah. I love the merchandise that I receive or buy from my fellow YouTubers and creators. Um, it makes me feel a little closer to you. And some of you I've actually got a chance to meet in person, hug and kiss and just, rap, talk to, conversate, say. And I really enjoy that. They never send me a sister. Mike, you got all the sisters. What could they send you? You said I bought 4 on Prime Day, so it's okay. Mike, how many of them you got? What you got, about 20 or 30 of them? Well, CT said, Mike, you too busy winning what? Yeah, they're sending people these kits that they seen previously working on some, or they like their content or their channel and they're reaching out to them. Who is that? I was watching that one time. TT Urban Pantry. How she got hers and broke it down and was showing it to you. And there's just certain people I'm seeing that getting these hydroponic kits and they're really into them. They take the time to really work with them. Who is that? You Grow Row. I love to see her with hers. I see who's that? Gina Jean with hers. I've seen a lot of you guys, with your hydroponics, and a whole new perspective. I had one sitting up in the kitchen window while she was doing her videos. I've seen a lot of you guys who want to really get into it, and you've been receiving them or buying them because they've become so popular now. The prices have come down on them, and people are putting them to work. I want to test them, TLC. So you want to be a tester too. Hey, Gail. Is that Hooper? Hello. All I put in this year was onions. Better than nothing. Hey, some beat none any day of the week. No new pictures lately. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be waiting for when you get one of those artistic ideas and you put it into paint. We'll be waiting to see it. My thing is hydroponic gardening. So I like to test the systems and help people know if they're good. I understand that. Yep, I've seen for the ones that you said you didn't like how the lights was attached, or they didn't get tall enough as your plant grows, or they have problems with getting what's the algae too soon or whatever, and how you can cover them so that you don't have that issue. So yeah, Mike, I pay attention. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I might venture out this year and do it. Question, Mike, can I reuse the mediums or do I have to buy new ones? Okay, see, Mike, somebody's throwing their head in and asking you questions. Now they scared to give to a hydroponic channel. They scared we'll criticize. Well, I mean, if your stuff ain't right, hey, because I've seen some hydroponic towers that I saw once when they was first getting hot during the pandemic. I haven't seen them anymore. So I don't know whether or not they had some kinks in them they needed to work out or what. I gotta get on, Miss Shirley. Okay. If you gotta go, Cheryl, I understand. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I'm waiting to see your next video as well. New media each time. You can reuse the baskets. Okay. See, you got it. Someone needed some advice, and Mike, by you being our little tester, our between you and GT, our experts on hydroponics, we appreciate your knowledge and how that you like to take it and be able to take notes of which units are worth your money and which aren't, and which things need to be replaced. But the sponges are one use only, okay? Yep, when you pull them out, they normally have roots attached to them, so they're pretty hard to separate. So yeah, you can get 50-pack sponges Amazon for $9. Okay. See, he even tell you how to find a backup for it. Yeah, I prefer generic sponges to Aero Gardens now. All right. Well, if they do the same job, it's just like generic medication. Why am I paying top price and it does the same thing? It's nice that we all say hello to one another. Anybody have any more questions about what they're growing, what they want to grow, what they need to grow to add to their pantry? Like I see a lot of us this year are into herbs, all kinds of herbs. I want to dig up the chives that's in my garden bed, because I started out with a little patch. I didn't know that you was going to be so happy that they spread the way they have. And I didn't take the seed heads, well, the flower seeds off, heads off, and now they dropping seeds everywhere. So I know I'm gonna have chives popping up everywhere next year as well. But I want to dig up patches and put them in pots and leave them around my garden, because they do help deter certain insects. And I don't want to take them totally out of the garden, but they're taking up some valuable real estate. I can plant some other stuff because they really taken over. I'm a little upset at myself that I let them get this far gone, but with all this rain that just happened, and I know it's going to rain some more, if it's not raining tomorrow, I can go out there with my spade and dig them up real easy, because they won't be dry and attached to the ground so much. And I already got 5-gallon buckets already prepped. So I can just stick them right into those 5-gallon buckets, add some soil around, and hope that they take root before winter gets in, so that they will be nice and fluffy for next year. And I probably will cut some and bring them in and dehydrate them, make a powder out of them. So, yeah. Any more questions? I have no luck with chives. Why? Chives is the easiest thing to grow. I don't even replant them. I planted them once and that's it. They just kind of took over. Chives is so easy. I don't understand. What is it you doing, Mike? Excuse me, y'all. I tried every method I get. What? I've never heard that. Yeah. Hmm. I never heard that. Chives. It's I just, I dropped some seeds in a cement mixer of what is those leeks, and I hope I can get them. I got the netting over it and another piece of something else over it to keep from the raccoons digging them up because they tried to pull the netting off, but I have it weighed down, so I got the leaks coming up through the holes. But I want to take that off so that when they start to grow and fill out, they won't be stuck in that wire. It's a catch 22. I can get them started. It's just to keep them going, to keep the raccoons or the deer from digging. The deer is not going to eat them. They might stick their nose in the dirt, but the raccoons will snatch them out. I got a pepper plant that I have replanted 3 times. I put a cage over it and I put a bar of Irish Spring on the top. It pulled the cage out the first time. I put the cage back on. It pulled it off a second time. I put the cage back on the third time and I set an actual bar of Irish Spring soap on top. When I went out there to check today, they knocked the bar of soap off and it's got claw marks in it. But they left the cage on the pepper. So I hope that's okay. And I took the bar of soap and I set it back on top of the cage. So yeah, yeah, it's a cat and mouse thing. Now what I'm worried about is that I'm gonna go on vacation and I'm scared my garden might not make it. It can get the rain, but I won't be around to check on it every day. And I'm having a hard time finding someone to come and check on it while I'm going. So I'm going to just pray on it, see what happens, and I'll figure it out when I get back. I might just have to just chuck everything and just start my fall garden with greens, my what they call brassicas, and see how they go. Yeah, I want to plant those chives too. You have problems with chives? Might be too hot. Where are you at, Jeanette? You can get them started. But normally chives is pretty resilient. Once you get them in the ground and they get established, they're pretty much on their own and you don't need to pamper them or do anything to them. So that's unusual to hear that you guys have so much problem. I guess because since I don't have that issue, I can't fathom why you're having that problem with them. But hopefully, once you find some seeds or something that, or you might have to buy starts and take it from there. If you buy starts and put it in the ground, it might be an issue with the seeds. Uh, Nothing wrong with the seeds, but I'm saying just planting the seeds. Maybe if you plant them from starts, and then once they get established, then maybe you'll be okay after that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Birds are pulling my onions out. Robins, watch them do it. I planted the same onions 3 times. Yeah. Same one with that pepper plant. I have the same pepper plant on identical in the flower bed, right? The vegetable bed right across from it. They haven't touched that one, but the one on this side, they've pulled up 3 times. I was like, they don't like the pepper plant in that spot or what? I even moved it over a little bit and they still pulled it up. I was like, is it something underneath here that they're trying to get to? But they don't dig in the hole. It's the hole is still there from where the pepper plant was at, but they haven't dug any further, like as if they're searching was for something. So I'm just baffled in regards to why they keep pulling up that one pepper plant. It's Tabasco pepper, and I planted identical Tabasco plant pepper in the other bed across from it. Haven't touched it. Go figure. Yeah. So and the other one's green and doing fine. It's growing. That's it's just crazy how animals pick and choose what they want. What'd you say? All right. Okay, y'all. I got about 10 minutes, and I'll be out of here. So, do anybody else have any plants questions that they want to ask or want to drop their channel one more time in regards to where they can be found and how people can check them out. Hey, Kim Stage, her gardening, her life. Hello, dear. How are you? Glad to see that you stopped in for a hot minute this evening. Yep. I'm going to try to start coming up with some more topics for us to go over in regards to how people are surviving. Because I see people telling us about all the stuff that they have in their gardens, but I haven't seen anybody say, I'm canning this, or I'm dehydrating that, or I'm freeze drying this, that, and a third, you know. So I want to get a little deeper into what you guys do with your gardens after you do all this harvesting. You think they leave hot peppers alone? Yeah, you think they would, but I actually seen two peppers they snatched off the plant, and it was on my habanero, and they bit into the first one and left it alone. But they came back and took a chunk out the second one. I guess they didn't believe the first one was hot. That was a fluke. So they had to come back a second time to make sure that this was not what they wanted. But like I said, I got animals that I believe is Cajun, and they like hot stuff because I have sprayed with chili powder, chili peppers. I have mixed habaneros and jalapenos and cayenne peppers together in a spray and sprayed veggies and stuff, and they still came after them. So I'm just like, Miss Linda must have sent us some Cajun animals up here that likes hot and spicy stuff that comes through the garden. Oh. He says squirrels can't eat the hottest peppers, no problem. Birds too. Yeah, they leave that alone. I don't have too many problems with squirrels though. Have you tried putting down some crushed red peppers for the raccoons? Heck yeah. I got some sitting right outside the door there that I go down and I sprinkle out. Oh yeah, believe me, I've tried. Apparently it burns their nose. I would invest in a BB pew pew and light them up or get a cage and recall. Yeah, I can catch raccoons. I can't catch the groundhogs. One year we caught eight raccoons on my porch, and I'm on the second floor. They literally crawled up the side of the house, either the drain pipe or the brick column, and was coming up here and pulling my plants out of my window boxes. Yeah. So they quit doing that over here and they started going over to the lot. So yeah. They like spicy things. Yeah, I told you they like Cajun. I think they get used to the hot. They do. I've never seen animals who hot peppers don't scare them. Okay, they're asking questions. Ooh, what you say? 8 miles away is lightning. Just got notification. Okay, yeah, it's quiet for now. It just totally stopped. I'm gonna run outside and check everything out before it gets too late to see how my water barrels are filling up and the skies. They said it's still gonna be some rain. Yeah. Partly sunny and 85 for tomorrow. Mary Grow with me, 1964. Good evening, sweetheart. Yes, yes, hit that like button on the way in. Yes, please do watch the replay. Yeah, show me that you like me. Just a little bit. Uh, trying new recipes. Okay. Yeah, let us know about what them new recipes are about. Wow, those are some thug raccoons, straight up gangster. I told you, I call them raccoon mafia. They ain't no joke. I'll be canning bone broth tomorrow. Ooh, okay, Sammy Joe. All right, I'll watch that. Yeah, cause it's out. Well, see here, we're in 6B, so we get cold early. We might not have snow right away, but I'm always looking for a good soup recipe for bone broth or for to put in a dressing or whatever. and what kind of veggies you add to your bone broth to beef it up so that it's nice and tasty. Okay, I have the same canner as you. I have a Presto canner that I need to break in. Someone is feeding them, Miss Shirley. So sorry. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, my garden turns into a smorgasbord. I really need to have it all fenced in order to save my sanity. I think I'm only have maybe I don't want to sell myself short on time. I'm getting older. A lot of things are getting harder for me to do. Carrying water to water plants and bending over. If I had this knee replacement, I know I won't be able to bend on that knee again. If I get the hip replacement, I don't know if I can sit on that side. So I'm falling apart. So, but it's not gonna stop me from gardening. As long as I can stand up and garden, I will do so. It just won't be so much bending and stooping. Yeah, things is gonna have to make some big changes in order for me to keep gardening. How do you dehydrate if you don't have a dehydrator? It's called a brown paper bag. Old school. I would cut a bundle of herbs or whatever, tie some cotton string or rubber band, hang it upside down so the oils will come into uh, the tips, or put them in a brown paper bag in a dark, cool place. They dry naturally. That's how the pilgrims did it and everybody else did it. There weren't no dehydrators back in the day. Wasn't no freeze dryer. You did it the best way you knew how. They didn't have canners, so they hot water bath they stuff. So yeah. Yankee sister, what's up, girlfriend? Hi, how are you? Just a quick stop in to hit the like button because I like you more than just a little bit. Thank you, Yankee sister. I appreciate that. Glad that you was able to stop by. Herbs you can air dry. Oh yeah. You can dry peppers air dry. I used to take my cayenne peppers. I used to take a regular needle and some cotton thread, and I would keep the stem on it, and I would stick it right through it, and I would string it on that and hang it in the kitchen. And once they dry, you had dry cayenne pepper. When I wanted, if I was making some chili or something, I want to spice it up, I just reach up on there and crumble one. That was it. People make gardening harder than what it is. It's not that hard. It's harder for me with the canner, but all the other stuff I can do. That's easy. Yes. So yeah. So air dry, shoot, that's what they was doing. Everything else. Would you say, Mike? You air dry peppers last fall? Yeah. All you gotta do is string them up. Wash them and string them up. Put them in a brown paper bag or however you want to do it. Okay, Nikki. Thank you, sweetie. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend off. I'll see you somewhere in the YouTube streets between now and Saturday. Even though you're not on Saturday, you'll be out there somewhere. I have had back both of my hips replaced, and I'm still gardening. You'll be good because gardening is in your DNA. See, thank you. That's the positivity that I needed. Okay. I've never had a hip replacement. I know they told me once I get my knee replaced, I can't bend down on my knee, but I didn't know if it was the same for my hip. So I'll be inside gardening from my bed with my leg propped up, saying, "Hey y'all, here I am." Ah, popping some pain pills, saying, "I'm all right." All right, y'all. I'll get ready to get off of here. Y'all have a good evening. I thank everyone who stopped in to say hello to me, even if it was for a hot minute or whether you were in the bushes and you're listening into the live tonight. I thank you as always. So, Jeanette Cruising, good night. Cassandra South Fulton, my condolences to you once again. My prayers are with you and your family. Nikki, good night. Cheryl Faulkner, good night. Sammy Joe, see you, baby girl. Gail Hooper, good evening and good night. Soil Sister, good night. Hey, Grow With Me, good night. Presbyterian, hey, Gardner, baby girl, good night. Gloria Elliott, thank you for stopping in. Good night. Y'all can hit that like button on the way out or hit MSOG on your way out. Let folks know where you're at so they can show you that they like you just a little bit. Yeah. Oh, J3GS, thank you, sweetie. Saying good night to you as well. K Renee saying good night to you as well. Y'all have a good one. Robert Murphy, all of y'all. Have a good evening. Come back next Thursday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And as I always say, y'all come back now. You hear?